Well,
Go ahead.
okay.
Age before
My experience with 4th Street starts really in probably late 44. Coming home on leave. Virginia was working in the canteen downstairs. We had a canteen in the basement of 4th Street, which was an adjunct to the USO, which is over on Lafayette. Right across the street from 4th Street was the old Union Depot. The 30th Street entrance had a canopy over it with a big sign that said, "Welcome USO." Well, down that basement and into what is down the diamond room, at the end where now the two big classrooms was the canteen, which was a coffee machine, coffee maker, some tables, and young lady serving coffee. And the gymnasium was full of beds where the guys could bunk in on Friday night and Saturday night. So Sunday morning, I would come down on the streetcar after they come down with her parents, because they come down early to get the canteen going. And I would sit down there and have coffee with her until service started. Then we would sneak up the proverbial boiler room doors and that are still there, and go into service, and then come back out and close up the canteen and come home. So that started my experience with 4th Street. Then when I came home finally in 46, after we got engaged, and we got married here at 4th Street in 47. Unfortunately, we lived at Grand River in West Chicago, and it was difficult for us to get down here. So our church experience was a Presbyterian church on Grand River, only about 4 blocks below Joy Road. And we walked back and forth to there. And after Carol was born, it made it easier because then we could push the stroller. And that was our experience going to church until we moved to Berkeley in 1950. Then we moved to a house in Berkeley. Then I got recalled for Korea, and we came back in 51, and we went to several churches in the area, starting with First Church Royal Oak, and then First Church United, which is now Star Presbyterian. And we tried Birmingham first. We stayed there for about 2 years. Then 63, we said, fall of 63, said, hey, let's go back to 4th Street, see what it's like. So we came back to 4th Street, and as they say, the rest is history. We've been here ever since. I joined in October of 63. And Ed Todd walked up to me in October or November of 63, and he says, pick a number 1 to 4. So I picked 2. He said, fine, you're ushering second Sunday. And I ushered second Sunday for 20 years. And that's the way 4th Street operated at that time. And 64, I went on deacons. And 67, I went on session. And that was my first term on session. I served 8 more terms after that. So I'm trying to remember both chorale and worship choir. We've been married here as of last Tuesday, 58 years. I've been a member here since October 63. I mean, that's 4th Street is my church. In fact,
You are in the womb.
it's the only church I've ever belonged to. I was baptized in Old Scoville Presbyterian Church, which was the corner of Grand River and McGraw, which burned down this year. It was kitty corner from the old Olympia Stadium. And my mother taught Sunday school there. There was a time that you could walk into Scoville and you could cut the pirogue with a knife. It was kind of the home of Scotch Presbyterian in Detroit in the probably the middle, late 20s into the early 30s. But then we moved around Detroit and ended up at 14th and Marquette. Right across the street was the old Temple Baptist Church. I could get up at 5 minutes to 8 and make it to Sunday school at 8 o'clock. So my Sunday school training for about 6 or 7 years was Baptist, which was all Old Testament primarily. And we came here to 4th Street and started with 4th Street, and it's all New Testament, and I'm lost. So, but I'll give it to my better half. She has more experience with 4th Street than a lot of people in this room, except maybe from our